Hi, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great Wednesday so far. Today, Stephen's going to be talking to you about Form 1 configuration. Just before we get started, if anybody does have any questions, please feel free to post them in the Q&A box. Just Stephen won't be answering them until after the presentation. And now I'm going to pass it over to him.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Form 1 configuration. So this is probably most likely for some of the IMEs as well as some of the insurance companies. So basically, Form 1 would be the document that you enter the information in, and then you can, beforehand you were supposed to be able to do it manually, writing out the document and then submitting it through mail or submitting it any other way. But now we have it embedded into the system that you can do it. You can submit it through the system automatically, and it just takes a lot of time and a lot of effort as well too. So hopefully, like Sarah said, if you do have any questions, definitely later on you'd be able to ask any questions, and then I'll be able to address whatever answers I can. If not, then we can take it offline and we can see if we work on it another day. Okay, so in this webinar, so what to expect. So in this webinar, we'll show you some of the possibilities of using the SmartSimple Form 1 application integration. So like I said earlier, the Form 1 is basically a form that you use to submit to HCAI. And this form would, it's a government regulated form that if you're doing the process of I guess an assessment from a doctor, it would, they would have to fill out a form, put all the information in, and then once you fill out the form, you just go ahead and submit it, and then they'll receive it. The HCAI will receive it, and I guess, and then from there, once they receive it, they'll they'll do payments and so forth. So basically, we're just going to go ahead and show you an easier way of doing it through the system itself. So now you don't have to fill out a longer form and make all the changes. So the problem and solution. So Form 1 application integration. So the problem is, as I said earlier, having to send a Form 1 application submission through the HCAI website, and that makes the process longer than needed. And as well too, the solution for using it would be using the Form 1 application integration through SmartSimple. Now you would be able to cut that time in half. So basically, there is no filling out a form and mailing it, or filling out a form, faxing it, etc., or emailing it this way. You run through the whole process from your case or your application, and then you just go ahead and submit it all through the system itself. So the benefits, so why should your company use this feature, and what are the benefits? So the benefit would be the ability to send Form 1 applications to HCAI through SmartSimple in just one easy, quick shot. And as well too, all this information that is submitted through the system is encrypted and secure through electronic transmission between the systems. So, if like we said, if you're worried about the data going out, like obviously the systems for both HCAI and SmartSimple are both encrypted and secure. So definitely there's your information will be held securely within the two systems itself. And now I'll show you the demo. This is a demo system that we have. So don't mind some of the information that's there. Basically, this is the portal. So for the Form 1s, basically, you would the user would go into a referral manager or a case manager, whatever application your system uses. It's just the wording is how we use it here, is just a referral manager. So a user would go into the referral manager. They will look for the referral that they're using. So here's an example of a test case that we have. So Guy Jones. So you have all the information in the system, automatically. Or, if you're just going to run into one of the claims that are already here. So to create a new Form 1, you would go to from the referral section. You would go to new. You'd go to service, and in the service, depending on what how many forms or services you have, here we'll just click on Form 1. So with the Form 1, once you click on it, all the fields will populate with the ones that are needed. So In this case, because we're using XML, which are basically spreadsheets within the system itself, you would definitely go ahead and just, you would have to click save before editing the line item creations. So it just gives you an example here and it tells you. So just, you just have to enter in whatever information you need on the page, whatever time, etc. So whatever, if there's mandatory fields, if not, if you're doing, hourly rates for these, you can just enter in whatever numbers you want. If you have any attachments or any comments, you can go ahead and do that first. And then here you would click save. So, or you can, enable it that you click save before you can start. So when you click save, you would see that here, it's the form one line item entry, and then the line item creation. So there you would click on open. When you click on open, there would be another page that appears. Do you see my form one line items? Okay, perfect. So now when you see the form one here, we can go ahead and edit this in whatever, your logo will go here. You can change this to whatever, wording you would like, and, whatever as well here. This is all interchangeable. We can definitely go ahead and, configure it in any way you would like in regards to colors and so forth. But so here, to add rows, these are fields that are, pre-populated with the appendix code. So, if there's, we have all the ones that are regulated through HCAI automatically within the system itself. So, you just choose whichever one you would like. You just choose the minutes and then the times per week. And then the system would automatically calculate everything. So all you're doing is just adding, whatever numbers you need. And then if you want to add more, you can add another one. Just choose whatever numbers you want, and then the system will calculate it. So you just keep going, adding more and more and more. And if you want to remove them, you just click on the X box, and you remove it. And once you're done editing, adding as many as you would like, you just click on save. And when you click on save, it would save the information that you're currently putting in the system. And then you just close this, and then you can see that there is a list view that appears here with the information that's saved. So basically, once that's done, you go ahead and you just, if you want to click on save, or if you want to add a assessor date, you can add that as well too. And like I said, some of these fields, obviously, we can configure it so that I can use them. If you don't need them, we could definitely remove some of these extra fields. But the ones that are regulated and the ones that are needed definitely have to appear there. So as well as when you're entering the line item creation for each line, it automatically saves it in your system as a Form 1 activity. So it's automatically creating a new line item. So it all gets stored here as well too. So you don't need to make any changes there. So every single line item would be stored within the system as a service activity, which is good for data management. If you want to use reports, if you want to report on these different Form 1s, you can definitely do so. So that's the reason why it gets created as service activity. And now when you're here in the service activity, you can change it. So when you're ready to submit the service itself, the Form 1, you would go ahead and just go back. So then you'd go to the Form 1, give me 1 second, just make sure. Basically, you would go to the Form 1 document here. You click on the open button. And then when you click on the open button, there will be the submission information here on the system. So here, you just click on Form 1. If you want to preview the document, you're able to preview it, which basically, the preview document is just a standard basic form. There's no real, configuration that's done for that document. It's if you want to just print it out, you can definitely print it out. Here, if you want to submit the form, this is where you submit it to HCAI. If you want to preview the form, you're definitely able to preview it as well too, just to make sure all the data is there. So once you click on submit, it works exactly like any other form. So once you click on submit this form, then it'll appear, which form you're submitting, when you created it, who it was created by, what the status is, the response, what the status is on HCAI, whether, who modified the HCAI file, and if it was canceled as well too. So the status for the HCAI, for the Form 1 itself, This gets updated every few seconds. So hypothetically, if we submitted it, then right now it'll be in pending to submit. Then once it gets sent through the server, it'll go to HCAI, and then you'll see the status here saying submitted to HCAI. So then you'll know that it was the document was submitted to HCAI, and then once that's submitted, you can see that it was successfully submitted, and then the next status would be either if it's approved on HCAI status, we'll see here as approved. If it's declined or if there's any issues, then you'll see here as the status is declined. And then when you click on it, it'll tell you, why it has been declined. So, some of this information here, it'll give you the response. So, but like I said, this is a test environment, so obviously this is going to be stuck there. So now, so that's pretty much the actual the way it looks in the system, the way you use it within the system, and as well as how you submit it to HCAI. So now what we'll be doing is I'll show you exactly how the configuration is done as well. So in the configuration part of it, so I'll just go back to, and this is obviously for system admins, system admin users or global admin users, anyone that's just an employee. They might not be able to see it. It's based on your roles and your security settings. So you would go to your referral manager, whichever UTA, which is a universal tracking application, whichever one you're using, you just go to it. So in this case, we're using the referral manager. Here you would click on configuration settings. When you click on configuration settings, you'd go to service, and then service.
Yep. Sorry to interrupt. If people can just raise your hands, if you are able to see what Stephen is clicking through, can you just raise your hand for us? Just want to make sure that people can see. Okay, perfect. Sorry, Stephen, for interrupting.
No worries. Thank you. I just wanted to. I'm glad that everyone can see it. Okay, so I'll just start again just in case. So here you go to your UTA, which is in this case is the referral manager that we use. So when you're in the referral manager, you would click on the configuration settings. Here in the configuration settings, you would choose the service because that's what we're using the Form 1 through. So it'll be service, and then here you click on types. So in this type, it's Form 1 here. So when we're building this Form 1, we're building it as an XML. So basically, the way it's built is we've enabled some fields and as well as an XML field. So you can see here, these are the custom fields that are being used. So obviously, we would build this out for you, or if you have any questions, if it's been built and you have issues or whatnot, definitely you can give us a call. We can see what we can do to help you out. But this is basically where you would find any of the information in as well as any of if you want to change some things around, definitely this is where you would find things to change within the Form 1 section. Now, if there's submissions to HCAI, if there's any issues there, you would go to your global settings. You'd go to, let me just make sure, you go to communications. No, sorry, where to go? Give me 1 second, sorry. It's a referral manager, yeah. Sorry, it's based on the actual referral manager, my apologies. So you click on configuration, you go to connectivity, and here within connectivity, you'd go to HCAI settings. And then the HCAI settings here, you'll see that there's the Form 1. And here is where it's configured based on the submissions to HCAI. So if there's any issues or errors or the mapping, definitely we'll be able to help you. But in case you wanted to take a look at where the issues are, you can definitely take a peek there. So that's where the configuration part of Form 1 is. And that's pretty much it in regards to the demo for the configuration. Sorry, for the actual how to use it, and as well as where you can configure it or make changes to it. So with that, I guess we're open for questions, Sarah.
Great, thanks, Stephen, for that. So we have a question. Does SmartSimple support any other forms other than Form 1?
Yeah, that's a good question. We definitely do. We do support the Form 1. We support as well as the OCF 21B, and currently those are the only forms that we are doing or supporting. If there's any other forms that that have been, that we previously used or that we are used or we could start using. It all depends on what HCAI lets us know what they require. So if you do have any questions in regards to other forms, or if you heard that there's another form that that HCAI is using, definitely let us know. Send us an email or give us a call. You can reach me, send me an email, smakingo@smartsimple.com, and let me know, and then I can definitely see if there's something that we would support. But currently, right now, we are supporting the Form 1 and the OCF 21B.
Great. Does anybody else have any other questions? Okay, like Stephen said, if anybody has a question after the webinar, you can reach out directly to Stephen, or you can email our team email, which is businesssolutions@smartsimple.com. We're happy to talk further, set up a discussion just to go over the Form 1 configuration. There will be a recording of the webinar posted to our YouTube channel within a week. And other than that, if you don't have any other questions, we hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.